Hello and welcome back to video 4 for Module 3. In this video, we're going to share a little bit about accountability and tracking and how it is really important to start your tracking in the first 24 hours of your business. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about different concepts of how to actually stay accountable so that you can increase your chances to getting to your goals faster and how exactly you should be tracking your results. So first of all, why should we be tracking our activity and our results each and every single day? Well, it's about really staying on the right path. If you're not tracking your activities and your results, you're not actually staying accountable to the goals that you have set yourself. So, it actually, if you're tracking, you're increasing your chance to getting to your goals faster. It also increases your commitment, reaffirms your commitment that you've made to yourself to follow a certain path and get to a certain goal and not deviate until you do so. So you need to really understand it's very important to track your activity and your results daily. Now, we need to identify what sort of activities and what sort of results do we actually need to track, right? See, when we are tracking certain activities, and it will become obvious in a minute when I'm actually going to tell you what you need to track, you can actually give your tracking sheet to your mentor and they can easily identify which of the skills are you actually having to work on still, what do you need to improve, where are you getting success and what do you need to actually do differently. So unless you're tracking, you don't actually know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So it's really important to identify that, and that's why you track different types of activities and different types of results. It also helps, like I said, it helps with goal setting and goal achieving. It really helps to motivate ourselves each and every single day, as we are progressing bit by bit, one phone call at a time. It really reaffirms the fact that we have committed to a vision that we have in our heads and that we're very committed to taking every single step. And as you're writing it down every day, what you have done, it really reaffirms that commitment and it's very motivating. Not just that, it is instilling confidence, you see, because you are seeing progress. Quite often, when you want to motivate yourself, it's very important to look back at what you've already accomplished rather than looking forward to what you still need to do. Interesting concept, right? So when you're tracking, you can easily see your daily progress. Let's say you're talking to 3 people each and every single day, and you see for the past week you've talked to three people each and every single day. Doesn't that instill confidence? Doesn't that make you feel like you've already accomplished something? So hopefully this gives you enough reasons to understand that you need to start tracking your activities and your results each and every single day, because it's going to increase your chances to become successful faster, in one word. Also, it's going to focus you on the income producing activity. See, quite often when we start our business, and there's so many new things that we're learning, we want to do everything, and quite often we're all over the place, and we start to see that we're not actually being very effective. But if you have specific activities that you need to track, that actually focuses you on the right activities that actually give the results. Make sense? So it's actually fighting procrastination. It's actually focusing us to be more effective, and it's helping us to get to the goals faster, right? And finally, it's identifying fears and limiting beliefs. See, as you're going through your tracking each and every single day, and you need to write down the numbers, and yes, sometimes we don't actually do everything we need to track, and we know that we should do more of certain things. It becomes very obvious where are the things that are really out of our comfort zone, and where are some of the limiting beliefs, where are some of the fears that we really need to work on. I mean, if it's always to do with picking up the phone, then quickly you're identifying the fear of speaking to people, and so you need to then go a little bit deeper and understand why perhaps you're, scared of talking to people. Are you scared to fail? Are you scared to, that people would think badly of you, and so on and so on. So it's actually very important for self-analysis and self-understanding, and actually understanding yourself better in personal development. So believe it or not, it goes on many levels. So now that you know that you have to track your results each and every single day, what do we actually track? Well, first of all, depending on what level of your network marketing business you're at, depending on what is your next goal, depending how big is your team, how big is your income, you'll have slightly different targets. You'll have slightly different business plans, if you want to call it. So we first need to decide what your plan is for your specific goal. So what I like to do is really, focus on different income levels. So for example, if right now your first goal would be around $1,000 per month in income, then I know exactly what your business plan needs to be. And from there, we know exactly what to track. So let's look at how that actually works. Now, this is a big table. I know it's a lot of information, but it's really very simple. What I have here is 3 income goals, okay? So depending on what level of income you're achieving in your network marketing business right now, you're going to choose the one that is closest to your income. So, and of course, look up. So if you're just starting your business right now, great, then you're going to be focusing to achieve $1,000 plus in income. That's your first goal. And the business plan for this particular goal is going to be actually to track 10 numbers. And, specifically, we're going to give you a specific number for how much of each activity or result you need to achieve per month, so that approximately you're going to be achieving $1,000 plus. Now, of course, there's by no means a guarantee that if you do this, you'll actually get any type of income. But based on my experience, when people are consistently applying this type of action, they definitely achieve those results are greater. So let's have a look at first some of the activities that you need to track. Well, first of all, I divide activities into recruiting activities and duplication activities. Within the recruiting activities, we have 5 different activities that I believe are very important to track. And they actually have all a little bit to do with the 3-step rapid mobilization. Like I told you in Module 1, we're going to keep going back to that building block of our network marketing business. 1, 2, 3, pick up the phone, direct to a video, follow up, right? And so the 5 things that I want you to track in terms of your recruiting is, number 1, how many people you reach out to make new contact with. And it says here, reach out on social media, simply because social media is one of the best sources of new contacts. But in the following modules, we're going to break this down, and you will actually have, I'm actually going to share with you different ways of getting in contact with new people, both in person and online, both on social media and otherwise. So we're going to go into details. But right now, just know that you need to reach out to brand new people. Now, if you're just aiming at achieving $1,000 a month in income, that means that you have either no team or just a very small team, right? So you're basically still recruiting the main people in your team. That's why this is such a large number. But let me just say this, 400 plus is really not a lot, because even if you choose to just work 20 days per month for your network marketing business, that's 20 people per day. And we will teach you in the next few modules how to actually reach out to someone on social media in less than 30 seconds. So 30 seconds times 20 people a day, it's like 10 minutes a day. Even if you take half an hour, it's not a lot of work. I want you to understand everything within these business plans really fits into a couple of hours of work per day. Okay, so reaching out to people on social media is the first activity. And as you can see, when you're getting closer to $10,000 a month, you can actually start to decrease that to about $200 a month. And, once you're at almost $40,000 per month, or and you're aiming to achieve that, then you can drop that down right to $50 a month or so. So the next numbers that you're going to be tracking is how many people have you actually picked up the phone and talked to them, and then given them a link on the phone to watch your video presentation. And if you are just starting out, that should be 3 people per day, 20 days a month, about 60 plus people. The other thing is you need to be counting the number of follow-ups, and you remember that in the first 24 hours, we're going to do 3 follow-ups. Remember how important that is, so that you can actually get duplication. So 20 people a month plus, at least, I would say if you're really, really keen and you want to get ahead fast, you can certainly double that number. But it's the number of people that have watched your video presentation, and after that, you were on the phone following up, either with a 3-way phone call or just yourself following up. That counts as a follow-up, okay? Then, of course, you need to track your results. How many people you sponsored? And I think, 1 person per week is certainly very much possible on a part-time basis, so you could focus on that. And then personally sponsored people, personally sponsored, that also started with your duplication system. In our case, this is Momentum Duplicator. If you're also using it, you're going to want other people to have access to all the tools, including the tool that I'm going to speak about in a second, which is actually Momentum Tracker. Okay, so these are the 5 recruiting numbers that I want you to track. The 5 duplication numbers are: number 1, how many members of your team are at weekly events. So how many people in your team are attending live events? These are the home business presentations or presentations in a hotel, but how many different people in your team are coming to events? Now, if the same team member comes to 2 different events, that still counts as 1, okay? Number of home meetings, okay? Number of home meetings. That should be at least 2 per week, or, in some cases, if you have an official business presentation and you're doing a home meeting, that's, 1 home meeting in addition to that is enough. Number of home meetings in your total team, outside the ones you're doing, don't need to be anything yet. And number of 3-way calls that you're doing in your team. And then, of course, number of members that are earning more than $1,000. So as you see, you're tracking certain numbers, and as you're progressing with your income goal, your business plan, adjusts to that. So as you see, for example, if you want to earn $40,000 per month plus, you need to have at least 1,000 people attending weekly events, obviously in different cities, different countries, and so on. So this is how, you follow a certain plan for your goal. So now, if you're just starting out, just take this first column. This is becoming your business plan. Pause this video, take a picture, write it down, whatever you need to do. And this is now your plan. Now that we have a plan, what we need to do is track our activities and results on a daily basis. So this is monthly numbers, and you're going to be tracking daily. So each and every single day, you're going to write down the number of people you reached out to, the number of people you invited on the phone, the number of people you followed up with, the number of people you sponsored. And then you're going to be able to see how you're progressing through the month, because that is your goal for the month, right? So does that make sense? So really importantly, inside our Momentum Duplicator software, we also have a tool called Momentum Planner. And inside Momentum Planner, actually, you get your business plan on autopilot. So how we do that is actually ask you a set of questions and understand where you're at in your network marketing business. And then you get a specific business plan for your situation, and you get some training around what you need to do. And then you need to follow the plan and track your activity and results for the next 30 days. And then you come back and actually take another test and upgrade your plan. So in this way, you can actually see how you're continuously progressing and tracking your results. And that can be very motivating. That is instilling a lot of confidence. It's keeping you on track. It's keeping it really lean. You're focusing on the activities which are the most income producing. You're being very effective. And so that's why we developed this tool. And if you already have your free trial with Momentum Duplicator, that's great. Otherwise, I suggest you go and get it and trial it. It's absolutely free. So, let's summarize again. It is really very important that you track your activities on every single day. And a moment ago, we talked about what are some of the activities that we're going to be tracking. So you're going to be tracking both recruiting and duplication activities. And in this way, you're going to know exactly how much more you have to do each and every single day to accomplish your monthly goal. And so you will be on track for achieving your income goals. In the next video, we're going to talk more about the daily disciplines that you have to put into place to stay effective.